I have clicked the magic button. The magic button has been pressed and everything's okay. So you're going to show me how to get onto the route, right?
Yeah. Take me home, country road.
Alright, so which load point do I need to go to then?
The one at the track.
You mean where
Exercise, right there.
Right here. Do I... so this time I need to take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy, man. Hanako doesn't want no Leonidas. No Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, God. I let Emmy go with her own pace, and she doesn't show any mercy, pulling half a lap ahead of me in an instant. I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting any sort of real fight out here, is it? Instead, I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. God, is it even worth it? As we finish the second lap, I break off again. Emmy keeps going. Almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her. Come to think of it, I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not, what I'm not is a runner. This is probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's got to be some other way to keep healthy. Walking, maybe. Nice afternoon walks. Yeah, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Emmy and I head back to my room. I'll think of something.
I didn't know you were such a pussy, Hisao.
Bye, Emmy. I'll see you later.
Trash man.
I'm still editing that compilation. I've got it down to 10 hours now.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was watching back some of that. What I enjoy most is when I get to play Lily, because I've given her the most character. Like,
No.
I love, like, watching back the moments where I was Lily were great.
Well, she'll be coming up soon. Isn't she the next route?
It's Hanako, then I think Rin, then Shizune, then Lily.
No. Wait, it was Shizune last.
No. You originally said Shizune last, and then I said, hey, let's pick back and forth, and I made sure Shizune wasn't last.
So we get to have the funnest one last then.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in my room, the first thing I do is see a familiar row of medication bottles lined up on the top of my dresser, and it makes me depressed, as usual. It's annoying. I thought I was okay. I thought I had made my peace with this thing, gotten over it, but I really did. I allowed myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Reflecting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That's how I rationalize it. I'm down the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head. Then I prepare to head out to class early. I step out in the hallway. I notice Kenji coming around the hallway corner, stealthily making his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaks past me soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call him out, "Hey!" He jumps at the sound of my voice. "Oi! Hey, man! Didn't notice you there. I'm really tired." That music. I think it's more like he didn't see me, but that's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping? No, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I have to visit the math teacher, yeah. I think it'd be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So then, what's in the bag? I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Okay. I thought you didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decide not to point out that he's not wearing a hat. An awkward silence settles between us, then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside his room, then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test day was. I'm still going to take it. Duh. I need to know so I know what day I can afford to skip class. She usually sends out updates on that crap by phone, so I had to step out and check up on it. And why did you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone.
Oh, of course. It makes sense now.
Yes. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I just don't like phones. Actually, I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. But basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with a phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it.
Yeah, makes sense now. Everything. The hat, the test dates, all coming together. No phone? Makes sense.
I got beat up with a phone, mate. That's what happens. Some asshole just come up and went, psh, 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 beat me upside the head. Beaten in the head. Well, what else could I have beaten a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The ass?
He has a point.
Yeah. Unexpectedly logical, I feel very depressed now. Sensing this conversation is more or less over, Kenji opens his door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. Too tired to go to school. Hey, need some lip balm? I accidentally bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual AA batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. He swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to the class. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to the morning class. Instead, almost everyone seems to be here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces by now, even though their names still escape me. The class goes lazily on. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days, I was pretty high-strung in class. Aizawa finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival.
So, as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everybody's projects are going to be successful this year. I hear the literature club is doing great. Have a good time, but also come Sunday. Please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds.
Games and fried food.
No!
Everyone bursts out in laughter, and so do I.
Yeah, thanks. Fucking All Might.
You're welcome!
But what I mean was more the...
The remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the bell of the lunch bell. Ringing the lunch bells. And everyone starts packing up their things. Aizawa deliberates for a moment, but since almost no one wants to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down.
Ah, fuck it.
There's a crowd. It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as hallways in this school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down to the cafeteria.
Hisao!
Hey, look, it's Emmy.
I'm going to make you a one-time only, super extra, duper super, whooper duper special lunch offer.
Your throat is getting ripped, I'm sorry.
Emmy's homemade lunch boxes and the privilege of enjoying them in private with two bombshell beauties. It's me and Amira.
Her overly flirtatious sales pitch echoes in the hallways, a remarkable feat since it's full of people. Emmy strikes a very confident-looking pose as though to an attempt to one-up her own ridiculousness, puffing out her very modest chest and making the V for victory sign with her hands. Sounds delicious. To what do I owe the honor of being invited?
You stood there looking really lost and sad, so I thought you could use some company. Oh, winky face.
That is probably the most depressing reason imaginable.
Yeah, you look like a fucking loser.
By the way, I noticed something when I was going through the footage.
Hmm?
Your Danny DeVito voice slowly started to become way lighter. It was a lot heavier when you first started.
Because the heavier it is, the harder it is on my throat. But I don't know, I guess I started to think she was kind of cute, so then I started like, hey, I still need to do Danny DeVito, but I need to make her a bit more, you know.
Rather than, I'm the trash man.
Yeah, and so I'm like,
I'm the trash man. I'm the trash man. So how about it? You're probably really lonely and would eat that awful cafeteria food alone, all alone otherwise. I'm kidding, Oinky face. No, I'm not kidding, you're a loser. I know this.
Sure, I'll have your lunch offer. With pleasure.
Let's go to the roof!
The roof? Why the roof?
Because that's where we eat lunch. What are you, some kind of ingrate? And if I don't get up there, then she'll probably wander off and like throw herself off the building. I don't know, she'll go hungry or kill herself. She never packs a lunch.
Who will?
Come with me!
Without answering my question or waiting for a response, she grabs me by the arm and drags me through the hallways. I attempt to make conversation on the way. Why do you have an extra lunch? Emmy smiles guiltily.
Actually, it's yesterday's lunch.
I thought I was en route to Hanako now. This seems more like Emmy.
I just needed a loser to give this. It's bad to throw it away. I slipped in a run at lunch and I forgot to eat. Oh, big deal.
Huh.
Catabolics. Who cares about that?
The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been dilapidated. Bleh. But it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door complete with a missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid?
I bet Rin picked the lock.
Probably with her foot somehow. Individual was that removed the lock. Ah, my eyes! Emmy shouts. The door opened and steps beaming into the sunlight. Suddenly, a tall, dark figure appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost stalling back down the stairs.
Yeah! Yeah!
Hello?
Yipes! You scared me, Rin!
Wait, isn't she... Hello? Noticing that Ren is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me.
You two know each other?
I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Ren turns her gaze towards the cloud drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. There's an awkward silence that only lasts a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging at the coincidence.
I invited these out for lunch. If you know him, that's just better.
Did you have to go through all this when you started the Hanako route?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because this really seems like the Emmy route, doesn't it?
Yeah. I was confused, too. Because, from when I first saw her, my eyes were dead set on Hanako. I was like, no, I don't want this girl. She doesn't have a leg to stand on.
Oh, does that mean I don't get food? Or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch?
Neither. I have food for 3.
Nice thinking. We walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's no one else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is at other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edge, perhaps in an attempt to make the room look less desolate. The small pebbles covering the roof out beneath our feet. I peek through the chain link fence to look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle.
Quadrangle.
Yay. Quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are passing the school, driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. That. The hectic lifestyle of the big metropolises seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I remember making a comment about Emmy here.
Mm-hmm.
That Emmy could just catch a truck by running, or a bus by running up to it.
Come on, it's fine, Hudson. I know what I'm doing. I'm a master of romance.
I don't believe this.
Of course, that's only when they're not real women.
I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine. Looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine only for one short year, finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly I haven't had time to think about how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the top of the roof makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Emmy settles on a bench with Ren in tow and produces one big and two small lunch boxes from her bag.
Come on, Isao, what are you waiting for?
She is beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. I seat myself in the corner of the bench to take up as little space as possible. It's probably cramped, but somehow all three of us stood on it. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places the lunchbox in front of Ren and hands another one to me.
I know, I'm quite magnificent, right? Here you go. Lunch as promised.
Homemade, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good.
Thanks. I make them myself when I can.
Conversation dies as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Ren deftly open a lunchbox and popping a fork of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I'm in right now. Will I ever get used to sight such as this? Find out the next time on Katawa Shoujo. I can't decide if getting used to a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean I'm giving up on being a normal person? Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I'm distracted from my thoughts.
Why is Isao being like so weird right now? He's basically an X-Men. He is in like a school for mutants. That's cool.
I know, right? Quick, think of a superhero name for him.
Ask if one of the students has the disability laser eyes.
Yes.
That's a superhero name for H-Man?
Yes.
It would be the master of romance. That's what he is, man.
Romance man.
The romancer.
The romancer. There we go. I was gonna call him Heart Killer or something, or Killer Heart.
Well, the best variant of that name is already taken by JoJo, and that's Sheer Heart Attack, which, by the way, would be amazing.
What, his name?
Yeah, if it was Sheer Heart Attack, but that's a JoJo.
He died. He's almost died. I feel like he's gonna almost die during the Hanako route too.
Oh, there's like a comic, right, where it's like all the girls doing cute stuff and like making Hisao's heart like go off, right?
Yeah.
Like Rin is holding like a kitten in her mouth and it's like, hey, can you hold this for me? You know.
And just
Lily
feed the
is,
kitten.
Lily is like, like bumping around stuff while blind and stuff, right? Where Shizune is doing her thing, but Hanako just looks to the left, looks to the right, looks at Hisao, boom, heart attack.
It's just like, what? I'm distracted from my thoughts as the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding.
My morning runs always work up an appetite. Which is great, because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I went through the footage, I caught... This was one of the parts I had to save. When you originally did it, because we both died laughing from it. Because you were like, yes, in the Danny DeVito voice. Oh, I can't wait for that compilation to be done. It's gonna be so good. What happens if you lose it? Would you become a man? I nearly choked on my lunch trying not to laugh.
It's a figure of speech.
Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this?
Talk like what?
Hey, we did it right this time!
Eh?
The same time thing? That answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Ren seems content to let Emmy answer this question.
Someone in the housing department thought that we complement each other really well, so we were assigned rooms next to each other.
Complement each other? Like shoes and a suit. Huh? Emmy giggles at my confusion.
like lemon lube and anal.
Oh god.
Put us together and we've got all our limbs, get it?
Ah.
So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings and such.
I'm sorry, Wait, let me read that again. I had it minimized, I'm doing something.
Here we go. Right here. No, right here.
So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along.
I see. Ren chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right. That seems fairly obvious. Really? Kind of? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, and combined with the fact that Ren is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms. So, putting on a shirt like one of those things seems like it'd be difficult. You know what? I'm going to stop talking now. It saves a lot of trouble in the long run.
No arms? What are you, some kind of anti-American communist?
Emmy, you know what happened to me.
Yeah, I know what happened, comrade. You probably lost them in the gulag.
Actually, I was helping my dad cut down a tree. And they got stuck in the wood chipper.
I was in a car with my dad. And then there was this big crash, right? And some idiot in the other car died. I think his daughter lost his legs or something. Dumb stuff.
Ren nods what I suspect is H manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise.
Hey, that was good! I'm a genius.
As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Ren speaks up. I'm thirsty.
Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry.
With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and removes a trio of juice boxes.
Bing, bang, boom.
She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Ren.
It's for you, it's the bitch juice.
One to Ren that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with
It's for
pink
you. Maybe you'll grow arms or something.
And keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself.
And me, this is alpha as fuck.
Rin dexterously stabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sort of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives out the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure.
So, Hisao, how do you like it up here?
It's quite nice, actually. I like high places. For the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for lunch, too. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin. Please my response, I suppose.
No problem. Feel free to X. Hello? I had a stroke. You're free to eat with us next time too, okay?
Were you gonna say exercise?
Yeah.
That's awful.
I won't make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here. Winky face.
No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended.
I was gonna give you more bitch juice. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve!
She giggles.
Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rain and I will just keep eating lunch. All alone.
I am suddenly salted by the most heart-rendering puppy dog eyes I've ever seen as Emmy pouts. Kidding! I was kidding! I swear to God! I'm sorry. I'd love to eat up here again. Good location, and the company's okay too. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess that makes us friends now, or at least acquaintances. The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs.
Rin, you didn't finish your lunch again!
I wasn't that hungry.
If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away. Like my dad.
Rin shrugs as if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. The three of us head downstairs together. The afternoon class passes. Once again, I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of books I finished reading. Walking inside, I see that there's about as many students here as there were Tuesday, all the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. As I drop the books I borrowed into the return slot in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind, and quite startled from the banging they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Ah, sorry Yuko, didn't mean to startle you. No, it's fine. It happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay. I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do. After reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wander down the fixed section towards the back of the library, scanning for the books or anything that catch my eye. As I do, I look over the corner where Hanako had been last time I was there, not expecting anything to come of it. Surprisingly, though, she's there, absorbed completely in a fairly thick book. I decide against intruding on her like last time and get back to finding some reading material. Okay, bye. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds a lot better than it did at first. Also, so that happened before too? So you ignore her, but ignoring Emmy locks me out of her route.
You'll see, my man. See.
I'm trying to figure things out. After
She's not some harlot like Emmy, who will throw herself at you after like 1 day.
I know,
You.
right? After an indiscernible amount of time spent pursuing the aisle, I finally decided on a couple books to get and slide them off the shelf. With minimal fuss, I walked over the counter, checked my books out, and popped them in my bag as I walk out. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some supply. I can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. As I leave the gate, I make a few loud screeches try and stave off the tiredness that accumulated over the week. After passing through and rounding the corner, though, I see a solitary figure walking down the hill towards the small town. The color of her hair and timing of her cane are unmistakable. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. "Hi, Lily!" She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does.
You better back the fuck up before you get smacked the fuck up. Isao.
Yeah, yep, that's me. She seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise.
Good evening. What brings you here?
Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again, I reply in kind before realizing I need to do so. Just going into town. You?
My, what a coincidence.
Doing the same thing, eh?
I usually go shopping on Fridays.
She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost.
That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me.
Ah, not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief.
Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. She reads this one book. It's Yuri on Ice or something. I don't know what it's about. I think it's about figure skating.
Avid reader?
Right. She doesn't like being around crowds of people, and I don't know what I just said. Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people. So reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit.
Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remained silent as we quietly continued to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. With the road's breadth of cars and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that could be heard. It's kind of nice.
Did I ever tell you about that time where I jokingly, blindly walked into the road and two idiots got into a car crash? It was hilarious. I think someone died.
Wow, that's really, like, wait, were you born blind?
Tying it all together, baby.
Everything together.
I don't remember. Were you born an idiot?
No. It's only because I've been in...
Sorry the public school system failed you so much.
It's kind of bad now, considering I'm in this class with this guy with this long black hair, and he's kind of annoying.
Aizawa?
Yeah, him.
Hey. What the hell, man? I wanted to walk to town with you.
Wait, why are you here?
I just said I'm trying to walk to town.
Well, you just
Also,
said with us.
this girl has a nice rack and she doesn't know when I'm staring at it.
Didn't you just announce that you were? Lily, use cane attack.
Ow! No!
It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I've lacked so much that a loud yawn escapes before I can control it.
Tired? What are you, some kind of child? Mommy needs a bed. Mommy, tuck me in. Mommy, take me to bed. Oh.
Shut the hell up, Lily.
I'm sorry, I'm not some mute bitch.
I would flip you off, but I don't think there's any reason because you can't see it.
I would call you an idiot, but I don't think there's a reason because you wouldn't be able to comprehend it.
Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement, sure. To be sure, transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this.
Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've plopped right in the middle of things.
For a moment, I hesitated, but given her an apparent tolerance for frankness, I decided to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamaku's kind of different, though. I mean, the formalities surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it, though, in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It almost feels as though she included me in the flock of students she's sheep herding, along with class 3-2 and Hanukkah. Well, not that I mind, it's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in any case.
Looking on the bright side, one could see it as a chance for a new beginning. Of course, I see no bright sides, all I see is darkness. You should cherish the ability to make new friends.
That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I guess that's a good take on it. Yep. Walking down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else.
So where in town were you going, anyways?
That's actually a pretty good question. I've come to buy food, but the layout of the town is still...
Yeah, I was trying to get some school supplies. I need to teach my class.
Well, didn't we just pass the school supply store?
No.
But there's literally a sign on that building over there that says school supplies for teachers.
Lily, do you see that sign? No, she doesn't see it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Lily, he just made fun of you.
What do you mean I don't see the sign? He's correct. That is factual.
But, whatever. It's actually a pretty good question. Let's see, so foreign to me. I had intended just to wander around and see what I could find, but with the sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. I'm going to ask her for directions again. I was just going to go buy some food, get some food, but now that you mention it, I really don't know the way.
No, you got it. Well, now, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Yeah, me too. I wanted to go there.
Didn't you need school supplies?
No, come on. Come with me. Let me pull you aside for a bit. Look, man, I get to look at this girl all I want for free. Every Friday. Don't ruin it for me. Hanako's too scared to say anything. Alright. Hey, Lily, we're done talking. This guy was just like asking me where the tampons are, so I told him.
Looks like I'll be in your care then again. Thanks. Together we walk to the store. My pace is quickly slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. I'm guessing part of this could lock me into the Lily route, right?
Yeah, the Lily route and the Hanako route are like the two most closely tied. Like the rest, like they branch off from each other really far away, but they branch off from each other at one decision. So basically, right now you're on the route for both of them, and then you'll make one decision that will lock you into one.
And you'll tell me which way to go.
Yes. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple.
Because during the Emmy route, I can also accidentally get locked into... Oh, no, I can't get locked into the Rin route. Because the Rin route's way before, right?
The Rin route is being a damn liar and saying Hanako wasn't cute.
You know what? You know I'm going to have to... What is that? In that next route that I'm going to have to lie? Then?
You're a bad person.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody gets to see everything from except Luke McCree over there. We have to have him. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch the sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter.
Mind if I tag along with you? Usually, Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here... Hey, I can help. Hello.
Mr. Aizawa, just get what you need and go.
What I need is some of that cake, if you know what I mean. Oh my, did we accidentally walk into the bakery?
No, Mr. They have, like the, little pancakes. You know, like
some
the snack cakes.
Those buns, boy, those buns.
He's talking about cinnamon buns.
I want to sit on her buns.
It takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she had this idea since I said I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane, and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it back up in her right hand. Well, she doesn't use her cane. Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers.
Is this alright?
Oh, sure. I have no reason not to accept. I can think of far worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. We navigate our...
You can hold on to me, too, with your other hand. Hello.
Shut up, Treesawa.
Still here. Still not... What are you talking about? That was an alternate universe.
Well, I remember that alternate universe, and in that alternate universe, you were a tree!
Picture it didn't happen.
Right here.
Oh my god, Lily, he's showing me a dick pic. It's like 2 inches. You really want this guy? Oh my god, that's another! Look at this part. That's his fursuit.
I don't have a fursuit. I have a spandex suit, if that means anything.
Freak.
Mr. Scarf in July.
Yeah, I need to wear the scarf, cause I give all the bitches the cold shoulder.
We navigate our way through the store with not one bad passing customers seem to bat an eye. Oh god. Awful. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab her along with what I'm looking for, put her items in their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right, all that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lily?
No, this should be everything.
Off we go then. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we both paid for our food and are out the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards at the night sky while holding both our bags. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my two.
Hey, this sky's pretty good, right?
The sky is very nice tonight. You tired as well?
The festival preparations have been complete chaos. That blind, deaf bitch breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either.
Oh yeah, we've got down that, past that part, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think, didn't that lock me out of Shizune's route?
Yeah.
When I sided with Lily?
Yep.
Hey, she's all trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right?
I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow. That's for certain.
I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out onto the quiet street, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? And it's a very distinct figure making its way toward us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Ren, what are you doing out here so late?
Oh my god, what is that thing? It has no arms!
That's Ren.
A Rin? We should put it out of its misery already.
Nah.
Rin?
Lily,
What the hell is a Rin?
Lily perks her head, looking as she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Ren Tizuku? Or Tizuka? Tizuku. Or Tizuka. There we go. Tizuka. Ren Tizuka. I think that was her last name from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated looking expression.
More like... Wait, oh wait, I almost did that name place. More like God left me unfinished. Am I right, Lily?
Something like a forced fusion of composed smile and a painful cringe.
Ah, I understand.
I guess Lily knows Ren too. Ren turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or she at least acknowledges it if she does. She looks like a zombie, or a statue. A statue of a zombie? But slowly some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Ren blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause, everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too, just now. Some people asked that just before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So it's pretty much it. It's a murder mystery.
Is she saying she asks random people, why am I out here? What am I doing?
No, I think other people asked her.
But she said, wait, go back to text history.
I didn't know.
They didn't know either. I asked.
Ah. Oh, God. What is wrong with this girl?
So it's like, hey, little girl, are you lost? Do you need help? And she's like, I don't know, man. Like, where am I? Why am I here?
Where's that short girl I hang out with?
One with no legs. Where's the no legs girl? Tell me.
We don't know where she is. Well, I guess I'll go then. Bye-bye. They were going that way. She turns to face her right in order to demonstrate the direction other people went as if it was important. Then rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rin really does use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing, neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. I think that both of us are in fact just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. Our stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us expectantly, a calm hint of expression on her blank face. She says,
Hey, is this thing broken?
I'm not sure.
Hey, are you broken?
I'm hungry.
Oh, it's not broken. It's just a woman.
It seems that she thinks she seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if a bull elephant grade sedated were flowing through her veins and ice of blood. That's so messed up.
I'm taking Aizawa in a completely new direction and I love it.
Just mocking everyone now.
You know, I tried to give him like hints of being a pervert last time, but now I'm up in that. Do you have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. Is it autism?
I don't think it's that. Oh, that timing was perfect. The other passersby were probably just worried, though. You do really look lost, the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. I ponder for a while whether I should chase this angle further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I decide on the latter. It seems the most of the time it's better not to read too deeply into what Rin's babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that, except with human interaction. Even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn! It's just like Kenji said, even if I win, I lose. Is this the power of the girls of Yamaku? I push the thought aside as too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. So anyway, do you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answers about to give. I do. Some idea. I really can't tell what kind of an idea.
That sounds like progress, at least. I don't know.
Lily sounds as if she spotted an opening for some kind of disconcertable, normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yeah, there's some. Definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hope all too visibly. Rin's, as far as I could tell, unbased assurances aside, what should be done? We could just leave her to her own devices, wherever those are, but it's late. I don't think we'd be getting any thanks from Rin any thanks if Rin is down standing here in the middle of the night. Which she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she's doing here in the first place. As for me, trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, the chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery, several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet too. I appreciate some support I'd appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Ren than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiarity with Ren is exactly why she's staying subdued. So, I assume you were going to go somewhere, not coming back to the school? Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock, and she jolts back in some artificial way, making it seem like the act was rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. No? What? Why would you think that?
A mind reader? Oh my word.
Ren's freaking me out. Look at her face right here. Look at her eyes.
Wow, and people tell me there's some people out there that argue she's the most attractive character.
Probably just because of these.
They just look bigger because it's a boy's uniform, I'm telling you.
Really?
I mean, like, you know, like, the female uniforms are meant to be fitted to that area, right? But the boys' uniforms aren't. So she just has to get an oversized one, and it just hangs. You know what I mean?
Ah. Well, we'll find out more. Oh yeah, you saw the other route entrances. I figure her route's gonna be the most boring, honestly.
Rin's?
Yeah.
I hear it has the most choices and the most chances for bad endings.
Well, that sounds fun. But I'm gonna I don't want to get the bad endings because we have plans for that.
And how are we supposed to know what to do? I mean, Rin is Rin, man. How, like, she's not a normal human being. How are we supposed to predict her?
We can't. So next route, we're screwed, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
It's just an educated guess. We walked the same street in the other direction just before, just to get to the store. If you were going to the school, we would have met you on the way there. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. Like Kenji, Ren appears quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe it's something in the water here. I make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. You know, that's the second time this week that someone asked me if I'm a mind reader. Do I really give off that impression? Ren shrugs her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. You know.
Maybe you should just come with us back to the school.
Lily introduced us and about to further debunk my alleged mind-reading capabilities. She sounded rather concerned, the paper-thin smile on her face badly disguising that fact. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sakes, I decided to let the mind-reading topic drop. As it's entirely inane. Anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point in staying here. Ren considers a simple deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay.
Oh my god. What's wrong with this thing?
We sat there for what, 10, 20 minutes going through a stupid, useless dialogue?
Oh boy.
I'm not looking forward to Ren's route. Ren's route's gonna break my mind. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Ren walks along the edge of the sidewalk in their rhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, while Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping on the ground with her cane. Tap, step, tap, or tap, step, step, tap, tap, step, step, step. Apart from that, and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet. Quite apart from the relaxing one in the town, at that. So, how's the mural going? We're going to get bad luck. Never talk about works in progress.
I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
Bad luck. Tap, step, tap, step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place. For the first time, step, step, step. The heel Yamaku rests on of is surprisingly steep. Going uphill, we slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising and breathing getting heavier. Almost there, I can see the gates already. More than that, though, I notice that Lily's hand is slightly tightens on my shoulder. Interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something, I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say, aside from our traveling companion, but only just. For a moment,
Hey, Lily, are you okay? Is this thing bothering you?
Quick, throw it off the mountain.
Quick, come on, Midoriya. We agree for once.
Help! Whee! Oh no, I'm falling. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, as far as it goes anyway.
Is everything alright?
Alright? What do you mean?
Ah! Did someone say all might? Ha ha ha!
No, I think she said alt-right. Yeah, I believe in that stuff too, Lily.
The fact that I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second.
It's just... You seem unusually tired, I guess. I don't know you. You don't know me. You're not my real dad.
As she brings up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Lily noticed it too, all too quickly.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm not in very good condition.
Yeah, I'm gonna save, because I'm gonna guess this will also be a place to go into the Lily route. So I need to hit, sorry I'm not in very good condition.
I mean, like, look, this woman is showing, like, concern for you, right? And it's like,
I don't really want to talk about it.
That would make her
Who would
more,
say-
if I said I don't want to talk about it, it would make her more curious.
like, what kind of man would, in this situation, would go,
I don't really want to talk about it.
In this point, you become a tsundere.
It's not like I wanted to know if you were tired or anything.
So to get into the Hanako route, I need to say I'm not in a very good condition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's all right. I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days.
Oh. Is it something that it's related to the reason of you being transferred here? I mean...
She cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though, and while I don't like the subject, it's not like to lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I mind. I'm just a little weak for the time being.
Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought...
Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting her trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brows, Lily's uncontrollable expression spurs me to at least say something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must...
What did I say?
She must know that not all share her own comfort about such things. No, it's okay. I have a pretty... I guess the best way to put it would be messed up.
Heart autism.
Yeah. Arrhythmia. Yes, I have heart autism. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it and spent most of spring in a hospital. Ended up in Yamaku on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we really don't know each other that well. I can't really fault her for it, given I had the exact same reaction. Stop yawning. To my surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she comes to some sort of realization.
Wait, so the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway,
I grimaced slightly. Her ability to connect the dots quite fast is unexpected. Yeah, I guess I'm a textbook example of why those rules about running in corridors exist. It's a lot more dry than I intended. Lily visibly shies away from continuing the topic. Well, I do want to say to her concern. I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I try to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realize the futility of it without knowing this. Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Arriving at the dorms, Rin stops in front of her mural as if lightning struck her. She had been so quiet almost all the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Her face. Ugh. I don't like that face.
It's a stroke face. It's Friday, isn't it?
Huh?
You hear that storm?
Uh-uh.
It's lightning, thundering, and raining.
Huh.
Real bad.
Neat.
It is.
Yes, Friday, the 8th of June. Do you know what your name is? Do you know where you are?
This is bad.
Bad. Why?
I think I'm going to go into a fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order.
That's disgusting. Is something wrong?
No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday and nothing is wrong yet. This mural, it needed to be finished by Sunday, so everything's alright. Do you have any drugs or a time machine? This is not good, not good. She says she's behind schedule. Recalling Shujune's exasperation and Rin's carefree attitude several days ago, I don't know what to think. She left herself open for a "I told you so," unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Rin keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Believe me, I'm going to need to work for a while. I glanced at Lily, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes, but then I realize she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me.
Alright, I guess I'll leave. Hey, how are you two doing?
We do, of course, not want to
Don't
aggravate.
ignore me, Midoriya.
Mr. Aizawa, we have to continue the plot. Any more than she already is. There's a churning bad feeling in my gut. Rian sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. She seems like the kind of person that should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone. She sounded like she was going into shock or something.
I'm sure she will be fine. She's just, how do I say this without saying autism?
Didn't you just say that, though?
Shit.
Lily cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique?
Yes, a very unique person.
I guess you could say that. She giggles at the notion of us nodding in agreement.
Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, and I think it's contagious. So I keep my distance.
So I guess I was right. Lily offers a slight apologetic smile as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings had prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. I'm not one to blame her at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she is exhausted by all this.
I'd better leave now, you Ms. Hanako. Thank you for the company, Isao.
She smiles very sweetly at me. It feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I can't put my finger on the difference. It's just different. Relaxed. But that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin, maybe. Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me.
Hey, I will.
I meant Lily.
Oh. I will. Good night, and please get rid of this man.
Fading away. Hey, look! Magic thing. The students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting the tired eyes of people who have worked through the night. With only a day to prepare, I suppose it's not surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through class until lunch break, and then our time is our own. As Owa lurches into class in a very tired state, I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some pages and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has almost made the class antisocial, not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partly be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, All Mights and Midnights aren't present, probably doing some council work for the festival. It's very quiet without All Might present. Oh, oh, oh! I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she's just making up for Suzune, or for Midnight's lack of voice.
Hey, Midoriya, can I speak to you for a moment?
I'm so engrossed in thinking about All Might that I don't even notice Aizawa approaching my desk. Sure, what's it about?
It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom.
Something about this doesn't feel too good, but I stand up and follow him outside into the hallway. Aizawa stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he's trying to say, not knowing what's going on. I wait silently.
So, I tried to tell that Hanako girl good night, but she just called the cops. So, tell me, how are things?
Things? I expect Aizawa to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits.
You know, things. You've had a week to settle in now. So how are things? You know, things.
Fine, I guess.
Things. I'm sorry, I just like that word. I see. And how is your condition?
The pause before conditions seemed a little unnecessary. Haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across Aizawa's face.
Good. That's good. The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard.
This is different. If I remember right, oh wait, no, it was after the festival with Emmy. No, it was before. No. When I pushed myself too hard. This is different. Because I brought up the little hiccup before.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, you know who I'd want to push a little too hard? That Lily girl. He asked me to keep an eye on you and he couldn't.
That makes sense.
I'd ask that you don't blow us off so freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get in normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Have you ever seen that armless thing? Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me?
I guess, I mean, I don't plan on doing anything stupid.
Good, because I don't follow me.
You know, I'm not planning on doing anything stupid, you know, like trying to hang out with Rin more.
Oh man, that thing's weird. We should kill it.
Didn't we throw her off a bridge last night?
Yeah, but it was still there, man. I don't think it understands the concept of gravity.
So it just floated back?
Yeah. It was weird, dude. I thought I was on a trip, but then I saw it this morning. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then, on to my next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we?
I don't really think so. I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard.
Wow, you're a nerd.
Aizawa taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information.
Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning.
I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support prison. Well, yeah, you gotta keep up with these things, right?
That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world, and you're left behind, right?
Oh God, I fell!
Let's go find him and laugh at him.
Don't you mean her? That is All Might, but he's a girl for some reason.
And I don't keep up with this kind of stuff.
Right, when would that to happen?
Oh no, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any of them could be the key to the next Big Bang thing.
I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Aizawa's serious talk is over, and now he's going back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think in hindsight I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability.
Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get back inside, shall we? You're a good kid, Bakugo.
I'm Mizuku Midoriya.
Come on, let's go. We're going inside.
My relief at this suggestion is insurmountable. Sure, you're the boss, right? Aizawa pauses for a moment.
I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before.
For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. As a few students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the questions on the board, some don't even bother. Their heads slumped on their desk as they nap. Thankfully, it appears that Aizawa doesn't even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got to him there. The class returns to the near silence that Aizawa left it in before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here is either waiting for a chance to rest or the chance to get their last minute preparations underway. Hey, Dawn! I'm glad you've been watching.
Huh?
Yeah, she's been quietly watching. Unlike Aizawa.
What do you mean?
You've
I've
talked.
been quietly watching.
You've been following us around and saying words.
Did you hear me when you were sleeping?
Wait,
I was
what?
there.
Wait,
I was
what?
watching.
I'm gonna have to call the cops.
I mean, hello?
I'm gonna have
You
to
know,
call...
like sleeping in class. You fell asleep. That's why I called you out, silly. You just didn't notice.
You were talking about in my room.
What room? I don't know that you're in. Or?
What?
Huh?
You know what makes it even worse? The connection actually cut out right there. The clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away until finally the bells cry out, ending the torment.
Before you all leave, I expect the answer for those problems by Monday.
Class size as one, instantly regarding
I'm still in the student council room.
Why are you the way that you are?
Because I have pink hair.
but still acutely aware of the more pressing issues at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes out to last minute festival preparations. I stay behind, try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend, with the festival and all tomorrow. Apart from me, hey look, it's Hanako. Hanako is the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least normally hard for her than it is Hanako. But that's none of my business. I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako. Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither of us tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else, so it's an impressive silence falls across the classroom. Time passes in silence, probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn the pages of my notebook. Hanako turns the page of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper just as I was about to finish a paragraph. Starting my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feels like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes sternly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway.
You know it, Don. Hanako?
Her name is all it takes for Hanako to jump up from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but isn't long before Lily leads down the hall and Hanako idles back in the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at the disc dejectedly. Boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though, her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, isn't it the one I saw her reading in the library? It must be. She's quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. But why would Lily leave her to her own devices? It seemed quite out of the ordinary, going by Hanako's reaction. Ah, that's right. I think Lily mentioned something about going into town today before Ren bumped into us. The thought of that walk makes me look outside. The bright sun and occasional wandering people enjoying the afternoon makes me yearn to get out of school, or at least to do something other than sit here. Giving in to one of my worst vices, procrastination, I decide that history is a subject best studied on a Sunday, or a Monday, or any other day other than this one. I give a grunt as I lever out of my seat, briefly debating with myself whether or not to hang out with Kenji. He doesn't strike me as someone as enjoying the nice weather outside kind of person. Really, I guess I'll catch her out with him later. Wait a second, that's the bad ending with Kenji. That's all. Well, you know, because you did tell me there was an ending where where you fall off a roof hanging out with Kenji.
Manly kiss.
Oh, because blank. Changing tracks, I briefly entertained the idea of talking to Hanako, but by this time, I look at her see it's taken. She must have left for the library. There's got to be something that can do. If I go to the library, it's Hanako. If I go for a walk in a town, that's Lily, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the options that forces me into a route, right?
Yeah.
Just like choosing to go faster or not. If I would have chosen to go faster or not, that automatically locks me into her route.
Yeah.
So this will automatically lock me into either Lily's route or Hanako's route.
Mm-hmm.
So library. The library seems as good a place as any to go. Hanako looked as if she was taken pretty off guard by Lily's leaving, so she might want someone to talk to. So this, I am now locked into Hanako's route, right?
Yeah, basically you're soft locked. Like, you know, it's not official yet. They haven't done the whole, like, showing it up. But yeah, you're in there now.
And you're going to have to tell me everything to do so I don't get a bad ending.
You just need to up your power level.
I don't know what I'm doing. I know, Dawn. I know I promised the Hanako route. I was making sure with him which does what. And which locks me. That way I'll know for the future when we go back into the other routes. Let's see. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I make my way out of the classroom. I walk down the hallway to the library, past a multitude of closed doors. Though each one with the sound of furious rehearsals can be heard, rock music blares loud out of one door as though almost as loud as a concert. I guess one of the advantages of a private school, there's actually enough rooms to go around at a time like this. And when I think about it, the grounds and buildings of the school are kept in pretty good condition. That can't be too cheap. I've heard that this place has some pretty serious benefactors. I didn't bring it up before, but did you see the creepy ass painting?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to know who this is over here.
So Bach.
That's Bach? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The walls of the library are only partially insulate the noise of the festival preparations, but they're the only sounds to be heard. Not a soul stirs here, with everyone apparently enjoying the weather outside or working on festival events. Yuko isn't here either. Maybe she doesn't work on Saturdays? I quietly walked through the library, now fairly familiar with its layout. I heard to the back where Hanako's private little corner is. I run my hand along the spines of books on the way there, feeling the individual textures of each as I glance across the titles. I used to do this all the time.
Lily knows what's up. Lily has good taste. Like, Shuni, dude, like, he was saying some stuff in his stream today. I wanted to super unsub.
Wait, what was he doing?
He's insulting Hanako and then insulting a bunch of other girls that are best girls.
So you brought up Hanako in the chat?
Yeah.
Let me get. Wait, did you bring? Wait, why did you bring Hanako up?
He was like, oh.
Junie voice, I'm gonna go summon that other purple-haired blonde shell.
And I was like, oh, purple-haired blonde shell? Yeah, I love Hanako.
He was like, no.
And then, alright. So, it was like two, alright, and then Tony was in the stream too, right?
Yeah.
Tony's like, you guys are both saying Lily wrong? And I was like, so I said, if you think Lily is best girl, you're as blind with her. Then I turned to Junie and I said, and you, with Emmy, you don't got a leg to stand on.
Oh, horrible. I used to do this all the time at the library, at the hospital. Some things never change, I guess. You like the smell of the library. No matter how much care you take, the papers and the books is always going to degrade with time. Probably. No matter which library you go into, anywhere in the world, it must have that same musty smell. I find something that looks light enough to read without any major thought involved, and look for Hanako in the reading area. Once again, she's sitting on a beanbag with her back to a bookshelf, reading the same book she had in the classroom. She slowly makes her way through the pages. Unlike last time I saw her, I quietly take a seat in a beanbag. The noise is enough to catch her attention but not startle her. This delicate routine must be followed each and every time I try to talk to her, almost feeling like a hunting game. Is that the same book as before?
Yeah, yes. I'm almost finished.
Cool. I wonder if I should.
I feel like I'm castrating myself.
Why? Considering we went through the
Have
Emmy.
you heard this voice?
You've practiced it. I think they need to be mute like Shizune. Oh,
You
damn.
know what's up. You know what's up, Don.
Well, they could also not have a finger to point at like Ren. We're punning everyone. We can't pun Hanako. How would you pun Hanako?
Oh, Tony did.
I
He
would
said-
say,
Wow, you burned me. Almost as bad as Hanukkah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's funny as hell.
I was just like, I see you, Tony. I see you.
Don't lie. You laughed. Don't lie.
I did.
That makes you. I wonder if I should. Do you mind if I borrow it when you're finished? My mouth is faster than my mind, it seems.
Sure, you may not like it, but
I'm sure it can't be that bad. After all, you've stuck with it, haven't you?
I guess.
I settled into my beanbag and set about reading my own book that had been buried in my beanbag. It's a light novel about pirates. Yarr. To be honest, I'm barely skimming over the words, having chosen the book merely because it belongs to a different genre than I normally read. Finding it hard to muster enough enthusiasm to finish the book, and noting that I've inadvertently distracted Hanako quite a bit, I decided to try and make conversation. So, I see Lily left without you. All that face.
Mm-hmm.
She nods before taking her eyes off her book. She must have been really into it after all.
Lily said she had to go and meet someone.
Oh?
Akira, her sister.
Sister? I haven't heard her talk about her family.
She and Akira used to live together.
I thought all the students lived in dorms.
I mean, we don't have to.
But it's easier, right? I mean, there's food here, and you're close to school. I don't think I've ever been to class on time so often in my life. Her barely hidden smile proves quite rewarding. Aww. In the back of my mind, I know I have quite a bit of homework to catch up on, but it's quite comfortable here. No one can find me and force me into working for their pet project either. Then now that I'm thinking about the festival, another question came up. Hey Hanako, what are you doing for the festival? For a split second, I think Hanako is about to throw her book in the air in shock.
Sorry.
I was just asking what you're doing for the festival tomorrow. Anything planned?
I don't know.
Hanako answers in the way that people that don't want you to ask any more questions. I take it large crowds and loud music aren't her thing. Oh, okay. Change the subject. So, what's Lily's sister like?
She's nice. She's pretty, like Lily, but she dresses business-like.
I know what you're saying, Don. Just look at that face. Just look at it, Hudson.
It's adorable. Plus, I like how, like, her hand crossed kind of thing.
Yeah, her posture, too. It's adorable.
Business-like.
She's always wearing a suit.
Let's see, hold on. There we go. Things were glitching. Why are things glitching? Apparently, I'm doing a thing on my. Oh, I gotta check something. Apparently, my phone's wanting to glitch out or something.
Thank you, Don. I've never gotten a compliment like that before. You're too kind.
Hey, my phone. Yeah, my phone glitched. Egg. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna keep this open. There we go. Okay. Things just like to break. Don't you love it when things break?
Yeah, I do.
Ah, I see. And it makes her less pretty somehow? Hanako gives an embarrassed shake of her head.
No. It just makes her different.
That is adorable. You know what's kind of weird, though? Look at her eye. It's clipping through her hair.
Just enjoy it, that's it.
I'm nitpicking because I can. Because that bugs me. I'll admit, this has got me intrigued. To hear Hanako talk about someone other than Lily is a first. And to be complimentary about it, too. But as I try to picture this mystery sister, all I can think of Lily in a suit. I can't imagine that not being attractive. Not at all.
Oof.
We learned something about Hisao.
Thank you, Don. I've been practicing.
He told me that earlier when he got... Because me and him considered doing the last bit of Emmy. But he was like, no. Right?
Wrong. I was like,
You were dying.
more like
inside.
that.
You were dying inside. About having to do more Danny DeVito.
And I still had to.
Well, we're still going to have to go back through and... We're just going to have a mega stream. Like, one of the days I'm off, we're going to have a mega stream just going through all the bad endings. Like, you know, going through alternate paths and stuff.
Right.
Like, just a giant, like, 5-6 hour stream. Or longer, whatever. Something like that. Just a huge stream of going through all the bad endings and multiple endings. You have to introduce me one day.
Okay.
Our brief conversation ends as abruptly as it started, and we both return to our novels.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I just thought of something. At least with, you know, like that scene, those scenes with Emmy,
Yeah.
it was comical, right? Because I was like, you know, it was like,
Oh, I love you, Hisao.
Yeah.
this time it's just gonna be,
I love you.
and it's just gonna be really weird.
Well, it's going to be extremely sweet compared to the awkwardness.
The awkwardness is funny, man. This is gonna be two men, like, confessing to each other.
The passage of time is marked only by the gradual movement of the patch of light cast through the window. Slowly, the noise from various rehearsals in the building fade out and die as students start to get hungry and tired.
Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention. Aniko is the female version of me, by the way. So, the red string of fate, baby.
Even though it was number 2. The second
Red
round.
string of fate. God works in pairs.
Well, no wonder we're shipped as hoe then, huh?
Yeah.
Consider
Right.
even though you know I
my gun
uploaded
lollies right now.
I uploaded a video based around the other ship, right?
Yeah, the forest one. I watched some of it.
Yeah, that's with me and the other ship, which was Hudlin.
I looked at the comment, and the comment was just Don saying, "What about a hoe?"
I said, hoe's returning. Don't worry. It's coming back. Just thinking about that makes my stomach start to turn knots around itself. I think it's time to head back. Do you think Lily will be back by now? I might need to head to my dorm. I'm pretty tired from this week. Not a word of this is a lie. Moving to a new school as it ramps up for a major event has been taxing, to say the least. I can feel myself nodding off as I read my book.
Okay. I might stay here a little longer.
Looking at Hanako's book, and she's only a few pages away from completing it. For a moment, I consider hanging around until she finished, but once again, my stomach turns at making a gurgling sound.
That's gross.
Sure thing. I'm going to head out before it gets dark. I'll see you around, okay?
Okay. See you, Hisao.
Later. Nyum.
Hisao?
Hmm.
Thank you for hanging out with me. I know I'm boring, but you stayed here with me.
That face
Thank
is
you.
adorable. Like, even the little blushes.
This is This is back where I want to be. This is God's chosen path. I'm
This
happy.
still weirds me out.
Stop.
Actually, no, it shouldn't, because I can actually see her hair. Like right here. Like a very thin strip of hair right here. Click. I could see how hard it was for her to get you that simple sentence out of her mouth. It leaves me hanging for a moment. So, there is someone at the school who's even lonelier than me. Maybe lonely is the wrong word. I haven't been...
There is someone in the school even lonelier than me. Like Aizawa, like off in the distance, the head pops off. Huh?
On. I can make a meme here. I'm gonna put a meme. I gotta do a meme. Hold on. We need memes.
I gotta do a meme.
Just got a meme. Hold on. Just give me a sec. Let me meme. Let me do a meme.
Thank you for complimenting me, Don. It's very sweet.
Here comes memes. You ready for the memes?
I'm ready for memes. Also, how does that switch sound, by the way? Going from my normal voice, you know, like this to...
Hi, my name's Hanako.
Like, how does that sound to you?
Here. There. Look.
Hmm?
Sounds pretty good. There. Here you go.
No, I mean, like, is it disorienting at all or anything?
No, it's okay. There. We have memes.
Oh, I see memes.
You see the memes?
I see memes.
I wish I could flip him. You know, have him facing the other way. There. Here we can have Aizawa hanging out for a while. Just be over there like, hey guys, I'm in the corner. There's someone at school who's been lonely. Me, maybe lonely is a wrong word. I haven't been liking company for the first week, but I've still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is the wrong word for Hanako too. She has Lily after all, doesn't she? I realize I've been standing there for far too long without answering and pull off a flawless not too oh god.
Hey, are you okay, son?
You're welcome. Good night, Hanako.
Night.
Creepy painting, no jutsu. Just what I wanted, a creepy painting.
I want your soul.
Oh, Zaiwa's over there like, you can't have it. I need it.
How many times do I have to tell you this weak painting? You're not real. I'm just on a bad trip right now.
I leave her to finish her book and head back to the dorms and the promise of food. You know, I just realized I get to tell Emmy to screw off this time with the food and get junk food.
Oh yeah.
Screw you, Nom.
You shouldn't do that though.
I shouldn't.
Hey. You see that painting there, dude? That was crazy.
I didn't hear anything. Also, why are you in my room?
Whatever. Puts his shirt on.
I'm calling the cops.
Do it. You won't. You know you liked it.
Yes, hello, 911.
Just, I don't know, man. Just Naruto runs.
Naruto runs away. Oh god, no! Oh god, I'm going to jail. Neil. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. So I begin as time since it's a Sunday, and then our class is not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can already see some people at the soda booth slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low-quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There are a few extra exams coming the week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not worrisome as I probably should be. With no urgent obligations regarding application, I should feel free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit the hallway, intending to go and find something to eat. Passing a store, I decided to see what Kenji is up today out of impulse. I'm curious if he had any plans since everyone else is doing things. Then again, I can picture him doing a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly like a fort complete with a no girls sign allowed. And the girls crossed out with a body crudely drawn underneath. Let's see. Is it bad to say if Hanako were someone I could meet IRL, I'd literally have no trouble with her being the only person I talk to?
What do you mean by is it bad? You mean like in a romantic connotation, just as a friend?
You got
need context here.
Context is needed. Knock at a door, which is luckily devoid of any kind of sign. I again hear the answer of clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens with a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Tom, it's early. Haven't we seen this before?
Yeah?
Isn't it going to be the exact same?
No.
Yeah. It's not really that early. What is it, man? Nothing. I was just going to ask you what you're going to do today. Half the school is out there already. Out where? Why? Is it bad to say I want to see him without his glasses? I'm curious.
Oh, he looks like a hunky boy without his glasses.
You've seen him without his glasses?
Yes, I have.
Part of me thinks he kind of looked like Kirito. Because of the black hair. What? What? Is today special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah. I guess so. You can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff? What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed all the time to thwart the snipers. It's the festival. You know that, right? I just realized something else that was different. Or was it before? The whole...
Also, Don. Wait, let me just address Don first. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if my whole life could revolve around Hanako, I'd do it.
Okay.
100%.
Oh shit! That's today. Oh, damn it! I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me about this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Why? Why? Oh, man. They're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window. Socializing!
The normies.
Wait, Emmy, what are you doing here?
I don't know what are you doing here.
This is my room.
I was told that there was a party in your room last night. I wanted to go, but the door was locked and there was a man's voice in there.
Kenji rubs his temples, nervously looking very ill. Ah, stop yawning.
Because you read that while you were yawning.
Kenji rubs his nipples.
Oh god. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn it, I was going to go out today. But it's ruined. Everything is ruined. It's ruined. This is awful. It sucks. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. I could even say he's majorly freaking out. I can't believe this. So that's what today was. Damn. And I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't have braced myself and now... I can't do anything. You should have told me this earlier, dude. I mean, at least I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Ah! Stop yawning. Rah.
My mind's, he's still just rubbing those nipples.
Awful.
Imagine what I could have accomplished.
Sorry, I thought you knew. I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather's even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not, even though there's no reason to stay inside. Yeah, you should check out the festival. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. Ah! No, no! I can't do it. They'll eat me alive out there. I know it. There has to be some kind of joke, but he said it was a straight face, relatively straight. What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might even make it if we work together. I don't know. I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first, then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool, and I gave a hand with it, so I want to see at least and chat with Lily, I guess. Kenji nibble rubbing crazy, man. I need animations of all this. God, I need animations and fan art.
You can help me build my fort.
Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Oh, you have to be a mind! That blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision, as expected of blind people. What? Sorry, I thought you were also... He holds up a hand to interrupt me. Only legally. Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before me has seen. Kenji looks sophisticately into the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same. I can see the future of mankind, and it's a dark one unless the fate of woman is stifled. They're everywhere. He flings his scarf against his scarf, nervously faster and faster, like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down. I can feel it in my spleen.
I can feel it in my nips.
Man, my nibs. My nib senses are tingling.
Quicky Sal, grab them. You'll be able to feel it too.
No, it's like that meme. Quickie Sal, grab my nips. Grab. Adventure!
Dude, that's like from 2007 or something.
Bringing the classics back. Then calms down once the panic attack finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide, a safe haven, and then knock out the lights of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay.
I must prepare now.
Later, dude. The door slowly closes with a creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. You know, we're outside now. Bye. I had to bring a plastic plate of takoyaki.
Hey, that was pretty fucked up, right? You just went dumb. I was mortified, but I was also impressed.
From a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I'll take a seat at the school gardens and watch people pass. I tenderly nibble away at the rather bland tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing, and it didn't cost much. As I look towards the school... This is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Emmy stopped me before when I tried to buy it.
There's no Nazis stopping you this time.
No unhealthy Nazis. Health Nazis be damned. Oh, no. As I look towards the school, watching people coming and going provides a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time as I eat. Little children accompanied by their parents or grandparents scamper around in the din from event to event, one hand dragging their company and the other hand bearing an oversized colorful snack. The nipple signal! In the sky! It must go! I can't help but notice the age range among the people here is skewed towards elderly, something that I also noticed when I was walking around town. This may be one of those towns where only people that are left that have lived there their whole lives and are ardently refusing to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of those increasingly few tranquil places. Yes. As we go, that's that way of explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit, I kind of like how calm Yamaku and its surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind how annoying and humid it's getting, and how it's one of the hardest spots of the days here. If I get moving, the sound of the carboning bells takes me completely by surprise as I stand up, a reaction shared by a few other people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bells. Its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it, eventually opening the festival that's very much in full swing.
The festival is in full swing. I welcome you all to have fun. Also, if you see a shirtless, black-haired man, do not approach him. We fired him from his teaching position 5 years ago.
Wait, what's he still doing? Wait, what? Is he talking about Mr. Aizawa?
I don't know, dude. That's crazy. Be careful for those guys with no shirts.
Why are you not wearing a shirt?
It's hot out.
Also, isn't your hair black?
It's dark navy blue.
To black.
No.
It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternatively pain and bored grimaces of their younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay it little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if overly enthusiastic applause. Yay! Yay! Yoo-hoo! Woo!
Take your top off. I mean, who said that? Every man with black hair should take their shirt off for fun, like a game.
I have brown hair, so it doesn't matter.
You need to take it off regardless.
Then get back to business. Slipping a hand in my pocket as to look relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decided to fall back on a tried and trusted rule. Go where everyone else seems to be gathering. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Going to use playing the trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch a glimpse of a familiar banner with a blue patterned border and red text. Lily's stall is a good place to start as any. I'm curious to see how it's going after all the work she and her class have been doing for it. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wet as any other stalls, with equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As students in front of me take a bowl of noodles and leave, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind us seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing a moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears that there's been some kind of problem in coordination. Working standing any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere.
Sorry about that. We're having a few problems. What would you like?
It takes me a second to remember what I come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side to read the menu on the corner. I guess I'll have some miso soup.
Is that a little bitch I hear?
Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Oh, too perfect. Her face is all but confirms as she drops her waitress facade.
Somewhere along the line our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed.
Wouldn't serving smaller proportions cover over the problem?
It seems like that's what we'll have to do, though I wish we did it. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either.
I glanced behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over 8. I take it that's why your teacher left?
That's right. She's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help.
Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glanced backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in line. I guess I better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup.
Soup. Oh, right, yes. Coming right up.
Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them out with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed her the correct change, she puts it into a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks! I'll come back to drop off the bowl.
Thank you, Misao. Oh, there is one other thing. Have you seen my pet? I mean, have you seen Hanako?
Hanako? Oh no, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment.
It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done then.
Okay. Sure, I'll keep an eye out for Hanako too.
Thank you, Isao. She needs a walk every day. There's a feeding bowl, the drink bowl. You do not mix them up, understand?
I walk off from the stall and find a seat carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be, perhaps, but the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as others. It really can't be helped considering I was dropped into the school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. That and the fact that a few students don't seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually I finish my bowl and leave for this wall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no lane at all, I take my time walking up. It seems that the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they were, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. Lily doesn't seem impressed at all, and I can't really blame her. On top of her issues with her stall, she seems to be worried about Hanako. I really can't help her with the former, so I guess the only thing is trying to take her mind off our shy mutual friend. Placing the bowl on the counter, I call to Lily. Hey, Lily! Don't worry about Hanako. I'll go find her and hang out with her, okay?
What the fuck?
I can see Lily's relief plainly written across her face.
Thanks, Isao. And if you see anyone from my class, can you tell them to come back here, please? Except that Kenji. No one really wants him here.
Will do. Have a good one, and make sure you take a break, okay?
The only thing he can see is a female vagina. I will if I can. See you later, Hisao.
I leave Lily in the stall and head out in search of Hanako. In a way, I feel bad for leaving her with the crowds, but even though she was clearly under pressure, I can't help but think that she is enjoying herself. The halls are packed with swaying crowds meandering through the festival. If there's one thing I know about Hanako, it's that she's going near this. And with the students showing their friends and family their dorms, I doubt she'll be there either. Excuse me. Following blind intuition, I move against the grain of the crowd. Thankfully, this crowd seems to be slightly less festive than your usual festival crowd. I assume that's out of consideration for the student body. As I force my way through the masses, it doesn't take long for them to thin down to nothingness. Creepy ass painting.
And just around the painting is like a group shirtless black hair men.
All with long hair.
As I was like, yeah, alright. Now you see, what you do is you show yourself to the principal, and if you're caught, you lose, okay?
This is not surprising since I'm the only one. I am standing before the library. Even the most eager of students don't bother to show anyone this section of the school. As I enter the library, the noise of the festival fades into a dull background noise, and soon I'm in the reading area at the rear of the room. Behind one of the partitioned desks, I see the top of a head with straight, dark hair catching my eye. Hey, Hanako! I had a feeling I'd find you here. The head jumps up it in a little shot before probably peeping over the partition.
You saw?
Hey, Lily's pretty busy, so she sent me to find you.
Oh, do you want to sit down?
Actually, I'm feeling a little hungry. Would you like to get something to eat from one of the stands?
I brought some food, so...
I shouldn't be surprised. That was worth a try. Expecting her to go outside today was a long trip. How about we eat in the tea room? I passed it on the way here and no one was around. We can make some food there and it'll be a little bit more comfortable. What do you say?
Wow, he saw you pig. He
What?
just ate takoyaki, then he ate a bowl of miso soup. Now he's gonna eat more food.
And the fact, I thought you were talking about him putting the moves on Hanako.
Also that.
Sure. Let's go.
Hanako closes her book and puts it away with deliberate, practiced movements. Good to go?
Yeah.
We walk side by side from the library to the tea room. As expected, there's barely a soul around. As if it weren't for the murmurs through the walls, you wouldn't tell that there was a huge festival going on outside. Hanako carries her bag in both hands and focuses on the floor ahead of her. Every now and again, she seems to break her pace a little and steps slightly in shorter paces. The first time it happened, I gave it no mind, but I shoot insurance that she does it on a regular basis. Are you alright? She stops dead in her tracks.
What?
I don't know, it looked like you were tripping or something. A pink blush rises onto her cheeks as her gaze returns to the floor.
No. It's nothing.
You know, when you say nothing like that, people are inspired to ask further questions. For a second, I didn't think she was going to answer. Prepared to leave it be, I almost set off walking in when...
It's a game.
Game?
Do you see the floor here?
What a bizarre question. The floor just looks like any other, covered in those tiles made up from squares of aluminum. Nothing noteworthy. Well, yeah. What about it?
Sometimes when there's no one around, I missed up on the darker ones.
You know, I've done that. I've tried to avoid other colors before. And just, you know, step on certain
Yeah,
colored tiles.
dude. I try to avoid other colors too. Am I right?
No. But have you ever done that before though?
You're right. I'm not right. White is right.
Have you ever tried to do that and like dodge tiles like that?
Yeah.
It's actually pretty fun.
Also try dodge other colors.
Hanako's voice trails off as her explanation continues, and I can barely hear her voice over the roaring silence in the hallway. Darker one. Wait, did he say it real? Wait, what? Roaring? Barely hear her voice over the roaring silence of the empty hallway. Okay then. Shuffling her feet, Hanako points the toe of her shoe at a tile that's barely a shade darker than the others.
Like these ones.
Oh, right, so these ones are no good. I point at a nearby tile.
Yeah. Something like that.
Did you guys know I used to be a man? Until this stream?
You used to be Danny DeVito, actually.
Danny DeVito is a man.
He's a manly man. Only the truest of manly men, right?
He is a Magnum Dong.
I don't know, we're just random Danny DeVito. So do you play this game a lot? Hanako shakes her head. Just when the halls are empty? She nods. Well, then there's no point in stopping. I'm beginning to get really hungry. She nods again, this time with a little more enthusiasm. Well, let's go.
Yeah.
We set off down the hall. This time I noticed that Hanako is paying less attention to the floor. I wonder, just how lonely does someone have to be to come up with a game like this?
Stop insulting female me, Hisao.
Before I realize it, what I'm doing, I find myself trying to aim each step so it lands on the correct tiles. The noise at the festival is slightly louder inside the tea room, but the breeze coming through the open window makes it worth it. Yes. Without thinking, I walk to the windowsill and inhale deeply. Sometimes I forget how clean the area is compared to back home.
Would you like some tea?
That would be great, thanks. It occurs to me
I
that...
don't know how to make tea. I was just being polite.
Damn it. Yells out the window. Hey, Lily! Can you come make tea?
Lily.
That's Hanako's yelling.
Yeah.
Lily.
And she instantly hears Hanako over Hisao.
I heard my pet.
Excuse me, everyone. I need to go.
Did you make sure to take her for walkies?
Can I have some soup, please?
What the hell?
Can I have some soup and ramen, please?
We're not a soup stand. You just walked up to a random group of shirtless black hair men.
I'm actually over here at Lily's stand. Lily, can I please have some soup?
Where am I? Like takes blunt out of mouth.
It occurs to me that it's the first time I've been alone with Hanako without her trying to be somewhere else. Turning away from the window, I watch as she makes a simple pot of tea and arranges some sandwiches onto a plate. I've seen her do so before a number of times, but this time she seems slightly different. It's like she's calm. Eventually, she places the small tray on the table and pours 2 cups of tea. The fresh scent of brewed tea mingles with the breeze, and for a second I feel like I'm the only one in the world. I think I know why you like this room now.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, there's quite a few people out there, but in here it's like another world. You can pretend that no one's around for miles.
You're right. It's like the world has forgotten this room. Like it's forgotten me. I see demons, Isao. I see demons.
I see dead people.
And because of that, you can forget about the outside.
So, because of seeing dead people. It's pretty messed up. That would be appealing in most cases. As far as I can tell, conventional bullying doesn't exist in this school. But then again, I haven't seen a single person taught to Hanako besides Lily. If you're ignored by the world, a place where you can forget its existence will hold a special appeal.
Oh, that feel when. I just said that feel when because I relate. When you're forgotten by the world.
That's a good point. It's like this room gives you some kind of complete freedom.
Yeah. Say, do you play strip poker? I mean chess.
Strip chess? Yeah.
No, that would be called chess.
Chess? Played a bit. I guess. I take it you've played before?
A little.
Without saying anything more, Hanako moves one of the cover boards and digs out a small chess set.
Do you want?
Oh, I messed that up. Sorry.
Damn it.
Do you want?
Sure, why not? I cut her off, but she doesn't seem to mind it.
Oh.
We arrange the pieces, and before long we're sending pawns charging to their inevitable fate. I take my time and intently examine each move and its consequences. Nostalgia for the game taking second place to the matters at hand.
Those who die don't deserve any remorse. They died because they were weak. That's
Hey,
what pawns are.
Hey Hanako, did you know that people die when they are killed?
That's what happened. That's what happened to my dad.
See, for a time the game is a lengthy battle of... Oh god. Oh, I can't read. Attrition. But I spot an opening and tear a line in her defense. A few moves later, her king is cornered by several of my pieces. Checkmate.
I'd like to tear a line in her defense, if you know what I mean.
Why are you in here? Get out.
Ouch. Oh my. Hey, that wasn't Aizawa, that was... But Aizawa is basically me at this point. So it fits. Ouch. Wow.
You're not bad at this, are you? An honest appraisal, her technique is pretty good, but several times I was able to explore her lack of prediction. I pick up a piece and examine it. It looks relatively new, yet worn for its age.
I guess not.
Does Lily play?
Oh, come on.
Yes. Totes. The absence of Hanako's answer caused me to think about my question.
Hanako is my king. Just holding... Like, Hanako filled up her side with all pawns.
Yeah, yes, Lily. A bit. And this is the first time I've played against someone other than her, or
She cuts herself off abruptly, leaving the answer hanging in air. Someone she knew before coming to Yamaku, maybe? Well, I'm honored to have played against you.
Can we play again?
She asked as if she was asking me to cut off my own hands. The spirit of competition's gotten into her. Sure, though don't expect me to go easy on you this time. Not that it was before. Mind.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
She seems to appreciate the competitive tone.
Same here. What did you just say to me? I'm a Navy Marine, and I graduated top of my class. I have over 300 confirmed kills.
Who do you think? Wait, is she Deadpool now?
I can't keep saying that copy paste in that voice.
Is she Deadpool?
Superhero landing.
Oh, look, he's going to the super... Ah, fuck. Time for the superhero landing. As we're setting up the pieces, there's a noise at the door.
Good afternoon. I smelled a bitch in here, Hisao.
Lily?
Oh, hey there, Lily. Are you finished?
You both are here. At any rate, our teacher managed to round up some extra help, so I was able to leave. I'm not a plebeian who has to work. I'm royalty. I have a pet. Have you met her? Her name's Hanukkah. Anyways, have you been here since you left?
Pretty much. We've been playing a bit of chess.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Actually, I think it may be a good idea to go outside for a while. A little while at least.
I think after the next little clock thing, like the loading transition, let's end the stream.
Yes. I can only castrate myself so much.
Per day, right?
Yeah, it's like a limit. Yeah.
The instant drop in Hanukkah's face shows her objection to this plan, even though she says nothing. I feel strangely compelled to voice what is plainly viewed in her face, but Lily can't see. I kind of think we should just stay here.
Really? It's so crowded that I think thinking we should leave the school and head to the local tea house. I know about tea houses because I'm fancy and sophisticated. I have a pet.
You mean Shanghai?
Of course, with everyone at the festival, it should be practically empty. And meanwhile, in the distance, hey, all you shirtless black-haired guys, we should totally go to Shanghai.
Tea house.
Oh, that's right. You probably don't know of it because you're not sophisticated. There is a tea house not far from here, which we go to every so.
Sounds like a plan. Hanako, what do you think? Hanako jumps a little at being forced into the conversation, but at least she seems less distraught than before.
You know what I like? That I basically gave Lily and Hanako opposite voices. Like, Lily is me going near the I could go, and Hanako is me just going all the way up there.
If it's the Shanghai, I think it'll be nice.
Well then, it's settled. Let's be on our way.
Hanako and I rise from the table in our preempted chess game. Before I can do anything, Hanako has poured the pieces into a small container and placed the board away. Looks like we're ready now. Please, lead on. Yatta-ta-ta-ta. Hanako moves to Lily's side and we venture on to the school's corridors.
Yes, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. We're taking you for walkies. So you need to use the washroom. Remember, you have to do it outside. The bathroom is for people.
The pair leads me through a series of unfamiliar doors, and we emerge on the side of the building opposite of the festival grounds. Insulated by the heavy stone of the building, the noise from the crowd has faded to a murmur. Strange. I thought that most people would be beginning to leave by now.
They're probably here to Iowa. My class can't enjoy that.
Fireworks.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Dawn. Try. I'm really trying to get serious into my voice acting. Classes are over. Yes, apparently the school puts on quite a show. A lot of people come from town just to watch them.
Lily's decision to leave the school grounds seems to make sense now. Hanako would probably have a hard time with the whole town descending onto the school, or ascending, as the case may be. For a second time since arriving at Yamako, I find myself walking down this road with Lily. Only now I can barely hear the incessant noise of the festival do I realize how loud it was. I can hear my own ears ringing slightly in the still evening as they recover from the day's assault on them. Hanako clings to Lily, but still manages to guide her along the road. That, and avoiding the occasional gaze from the curious pedestrians, appears to completely sap her of her constitution. She rarely rises from her focus on the ground in front of her, nor does she utter a word. Lily, on the other hand, maintains her prim and proper persona, just as she does in school. It's obvious that she purposely puts effort into her appearance rather than hiding it as Hanako does. It's striking how different they are in their own way of holding themselves outside Yamaku's grounds. That said, it's obvious that both in their case that they do visibly change. Inside Yamaku, everyone is special, which negates the specialness of it. But once we venture outside the school gates, we return to the status of outsider and generic labels. Especially when we are still in school uniform. It's like hanging a sign around your neck, challenging people to figure out what's wrong with you. I'm surprised that so many students keep it on. And then again, with canes and wheelchairs common among the students, I guess it's not really that much of a giveaway. Or maybe I'm the only one that sees this as a stigma. Maybe you get used to it after a time, like any other school uniform. The tea house seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with a full sign.
By the way, did you see these cool armbands that come with the uniform? There's a star on them.
How many stars do you have, Lily?
I don't know if you're making it. You know what? Never mind. I don't know if you get the reference or not, but
I don't.
I have at least 3.
I don't
What
get the
did you say?
reference. What's the reference?
In World War II, the times,
Oh.
Nazis would make Jews wear armbands with the Star of David to identify themselves.
Wait, hold on, Lily. How do you know you have a star on you?
What do you mean?
Aren't you blind?
Aren't you a dumbass? Someone can tell me there's a star on it. Aizawa told me. And you look at it, it's a crude drawing of a dick. Look at this beautiful star. Aizawa gave it to me for my birthday.
Lily?
Hello?
That is a drawing of a dick, not a star.
I believe you.
Hanako, back me up here.
He's never said anything wrong ever.
Hanako, back me up here.
I don't like confrontation, and Aizawa scares me, so it's a star.
It looks like the type of place you'd walk by without a thought. Just a generic cafe in the sea of thousands. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued down the road without even knowing that it existed. Inside the tea house, takes more of a traditional feel. Everything seems to have been made from the same lump of tinder, from the counter and the benches to the high-backed booths around the walls. But the most striking feature in the room is the lack of life. I can faintly hear something bubbling away in the background. But
wow, is this a room of all my girlfriends that I've had?
Oh, that sick burn. You sad now?
I mean, it's not... To be fair, it's not like I've never had the chance. I mean, I've turned down plenty.
But you're just like,
I'm a catch. But I'm not interested in 3D pity.
you want 2D pity.
Hey. Don't dare.
Without any direction, we simply wait near the entrance, politely obeying the "please wait to be seated" sign. Is this place closed or something? Ah! The sound of a chair falling over echoes through the empty room.
Oh, there's one.
Shoot.
There's one potential girlfriend.
You'd go out with Yuko?
You know what? She feels like that older sister thing. You know, she's older. I like that. Ooh, Dawn. Ooh.
Then burns. I wasn't asleep or anything, and welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko, dressed in a pastel apron and clutching a memory, rushes to greet us. Her misaligned glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on our previous statement. But whether she was asleep or not isn't the first question that leaps in my mind. You work here now? What happened to the library? What? Lily, Isao. Welcome to the Shanghai.
Hey, check out this cool star armband.
Yuko, still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, dislodging her glasses in the process. Oh, my glasses! As I pick up her spectacles at the floor, Lily offers an explanation.
Yuko works here part-time, as well as at the library, because she's poor. It's one of the reasons we like to come here, to laugh at her for being so poor.
Yuko takes her glasses from my hand, shakily putting them back on. Yes, that's right, thanks. Shall I show you to your table? There's no one that's here, so you can choose your table and order whenever you like. There may be a delay, as I will have to make it myself.
It's alright, Yuko, you bumbling idiot. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine.
Right, I'll get right on that.
Is Hisao going to eat again?
3? That's 4 times in what, less than 3 hours?
Freaking jealous of him, dude. Like, I could look at a piece of bread and gain weight. That's how bad my metabolism is, and that's why I have to work so damn hard.
Hey, look, bread!
Oh man, I'm obese now.
Hey, dude, look! A cup of sugar.
I can't feel my body anymore.
No, make it even worse. Hey, dude, look! One crumb.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's awful. Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, leaving us still standing at the entrance. She pushes the swinging half doors open before realizing she hasn't seated us. I'm sorry. Please, sit wherever you like. I'll be right back.
This is why I don't like dealing with poor people or idiots. And she's both.
Following her advice, I lead Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. As I sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. The high-back booths totally separate you from the rest of the room, and it doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. All the furnishings, from the cushions on the benches to the condiment holders, look dated but aren't overly worn. I wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. She seems like the type of person that would go to great lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament.
So, Isao, I didn't know you played chess. I thought you'd be playing checkers. Well, I've been playing chess for years.
Well, not that well, but I do know how to play.
I suppose it's obvious. The question would be now, hello? Who won?
Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitate. I don't want to look like I'm lording my victory over Hanako.
Sal did.
Yes.
He's a dirty cheater.
Yes, but not that. But not by that much. Damn, saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible.
Well done, Isao. You've accomplished something I've only ever failed at.
Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it felt good to play again.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Hanako fidgets with her hair and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. It's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but still kind of cute in a Hanako way. I was half expecting Lily to end up cussing out Hanako. Or not Hanako, Yuko.
I wanted to go the cute route that time.
Rather than, what the fuck are you doing here?
You bubbling oaf, don't just rush in here. Do you not see my pet is right here? She's easily scared.
It throws
I'm
me
giving her num-nums.
It throws me a little off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocks me back into conversation. Are you alright there, Yuko? Do you need a hand? I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job. Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hand as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. She's now a phone. I was gonna say something else. Sadly, this doesn't prove effective. All the cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking great care, Yuko sets the tray on the table with only the subtlest of crashes. There, see? Well done?
Right. Oh my gosh, dealing with poor people like idiots and yes. Thank you. You can leave now. Come back.
Yuko's head rockets downward in her distinctive bow before answering. You're very welcome.
I can't believe I'm saying this. My pet needs to make a bit more friends or whatever. would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may.
Oh, that's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Something about Lily helping with the Braille. Ah, yes, we didn't get a chance to go through them, did we? Yuko hastily sits next to Hanako. Apparently her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it is broken, she suddenly loses it. I'll be in the library tomorrow afternoon if you want to try again.
Yes, that sounds perfect. Yay, I get to talk to you again. I get to deal with you again. Oh boy, I'll meet you there after classes. I'm so excited. Oh ho ho.
Lily?
Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow is Monday. How could I have forgotten?
I'm starting to feel a little left out of the loop here. Then again, that has to be expected. I've only been here for barely a week, so it's impossible to know everyone's schedule.
Well, perhaps we could come to some other arrangement. Yuko, will you be in the library later?
Maybe, but this is already overdue.
And there are some things I need.
This might be a problem. I have to deal with two idiots.
Lily ponders for a second before discovering the answer.
Oh my, I wonder, might we be the help of another if need be? You know, a man with light brown hair, this tall, good at chess, apparently.
Do what? You lost me quite some time ago. Being volunteered for something without even having the slightest idea of what's going on isn't really my thing, and here I thought I'd finally escape the clutches of the student council and their repeated attempts to recruit me.
Oh, Hisao, I didn't see you there. Of course, the other day I was helping Yuko sort the new Braille books in the library. But Hanako and I usually go shopping on Monday afternoon. It's quieter on that day than on weekdays. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week. You were there. That shirtless guy sitting in the other booth was there.
How do you know he's here?
I could sense his aura. But Hanako couldn't make it.
Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you'd like me to go shopping with Hanako?
Correct. You were a great help to me the other day, shirtless man. Hey, thanks.
I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think?
If you wouldn't mind.
I'm guessing I'm getting close to getting locked into the route, right?
Very low.
Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all the stores in the area. It sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea, shirtless man?
It's now that I realize that our tea's been sitting idly by this whole time. All this time, getting no hotter. It's my fault. Let me pour that for you.
Oh no, can we trust this buffoon?
Yuko reaches out with shaking heads but I intercept her. She looks in no state to be handling hot liquids. It's alright, I've got it. Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you fulfilled your waitress duties, right? I guess. Yuko relaxes a little, but still watching eagerly as I share out the assortment. As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, a loud rolling Rumbling can be heard along with the flash of lights outside.
Oh my god. The Koreans are back! Everyone get down! I think the show has started.
Only now, looking outside, that the dust is come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Dude, that looks really cool. Sparking Tracer. I kind of want to just have a picture of Tracer right here now.
Jeez, love. Cavalry's here.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here. You ever get that? You ever get that feeling of deja vu?
Yeah. Cheers, love. Cavalry's here.
Sparking tracers arc upwards, ready to explode in the floral shape of fireworks. Let's go watch. Oh, sorry, Lily.
Please don't miss the show on my... From what I've heard, this is a bad look. Where's them from? Hey, why isn't she watching the show? Oh.
She's blind,
yeah.
you insensitive dick.
That's what your mom called me.
With the exception of Lily, we rush to the window of the small tea house to watch the show. The strobe of colored lights plays across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces. For a second, I forget to look out the window. In this totally new world, there are a few things that don't change. I think this is what makes this school... Oh,
Look at how cute they are.
You're paying more attention to Hanako than Yuko.
Of course.
I think that's why the school makes such a fuss over the festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone. The show is over all too quickly, and fireworks are expensive, even for the most well-funded schools. Before we return to our tea and sandwiches, Hanako turns to me.
Thanks for today. Tomorrow.
That's okay. I don't think I could have...
Hey, you're welcome.
Aizawa, she means me.
How do you know? Isn't she blind?
No, Lily is the blind one. Hanako can see.
Oh. Hey. So...
That's okay. I don't think I could have faced those crowds either. On days like this, it's more relaxing to spend time away from everyone. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Anyway, I've been delaying this tea for far too long. Let's get back.
Sure.
Am I gonna have to...
She is beauty. She is grace. She can sit upon my face.
Oh my...
What were you saying?
Am I gonna have to keep Aizawa in the frame from now on?
Yeah, boy.
You know what? You know the way I made it? He's over McCree.
Yeah.
So that means when I have to blur out things with McCree, Aizawa will still be over the image like, hey.
Hey, I'm also here. I want to show you this, but this McCree prude won't let me.
He's over there like, partner, I can't let you see this.
Hey there, partner. Listen, this is a good Christian stream. Nobody's ever blasphemed or referenced the Nazis on multiple occasions. Talked about lollies, gun lollies especially. Tell you what.
So I'm here to make sure none of y'all do anything lewd. You know, except me. I'm the only thing lewd here.
I'm allowed to be lewd. I have a license.
You see this belt buckle, this here belt buckle? It's not just a belt buckle. It's my license.
You can read this. It says BAMF. It means big available man lewd. BAMF.
We return to the booth and our light meal.
That sounded impressive. Bigger than last year's at least.
Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. It gets better every year.
Yeah, I've been lifting weights.
Not you, Aizawa. The fireworks.
I'm afraid, however, that during that time, the tea has gone cold.
Oh no, let me make some more. This is my fault. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault. I take a sip from my cup just to prove a point. The tea isn't too bad cool. Anyway, it's like iced tea.
I love his raps.
Yes.
Did you know he loves Coco?
Hey. Hanako is beauty. Hanako is grace. Hanako's perfection kills every race.
That's right. Hanako commits the genocide that the Nazis always wanted. Good Christian stream, everybody.
You know what made it worse? Yuko's next line was, really? Yes, really. If you add a bit of sugar, it's kind of nice. Are you sure? I'm positive. Now why don't you sit down and we finish this together? Okay. Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. She carefully measures out about 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. I said a bit of sugar. I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway. Curiously, I peer into her cup. As expected, hardly any of the sugar dissolves in the cold liquid. She stirs twice before upturning the cup and drinking its contents, sugar and all, in a single mouthful. You're right. It's not that bad at all. Good. I look back to Lily and Hanako, both of whom have finished their meals, as I witness Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold up anyone, I use our tack and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swill. Well then, it seems we're all finished.
Should we head back now, or do we want seconds? Hey, I could do it for another round.
Yuko's expression shows that this is quite clearly not a good idea. I think it would be best if we got back soon. We do have to get back before curfew after all.
Oh, that is a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko. Great.
I'll be
I
looking
get to deal with her 2 days in a row.
I'll be looking
Lucky
forward
me.
to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone. We make our way out of the small tea house and into the dark of the night. Lily and Hanako once again take point, but under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. We move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to lead us along a few minor roads, avoiding them. Outside the dorms, the school seems strangely quiet when compared to the noise of the day. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot.
Well, I am a teacher after all.
Not you.
Why are you never talking to me?
Because I'm talking to these two girls here.
I can be a girl.
No. Out of my sight. Go home.
Oh, God, I'm a girl. This is my voice. You're most welcome, but I'm afraid that I must really be going. Today's been a long day. I had to deal with so many idiots and poor people. Ugh.
That's right, Lily. That's too beautiful. Lily spent most of today on her feet, and I can imagine that walking outside of the school would be pretty tiring for her. I felt a pang of guilt as I remember I was probably the only one in the school that got up around 10 this morning. Sure thing. Well, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Hisao.
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Hello?
There you are.
Good night.
No one heard Hanako.
Night.
The girls returned to their dorm and I to mine. Now, actually, I consider it. Today tiring me out as well.
Hey, I'm pretty tired too, buddy. Let's go to bed.
Oh, is this it?
Yes! Look at how beautiful this is.
This is the Hanako intro?
Yep.
Oh, man. I wasn't expecting it to happen this early.
It's me. It's me. This is me. Where's my female Hisao?
How about you make female Hisao?
Where's my Hisao, man? It dragged me out of that crowd.
You know what makes it worse looking at him?
Hmm?
He has
What?
blue eyes just like I do.
Oh.
Is this actually me?
And Hanako is the female version of me.
This ain't
This
good.
is canon.
Ho is canon.
I mean, I have dark hair and dark eyes like Hanako.
As shown by Aizawa, right?
Yeah.
So again,
Hey, wake up. And that's where we ended.
yes, save here. We did it. We're stuck. We are now stuck on the Hanako route.
Yay.
As I promised Mr. Trizawa over here.
Slash the Aizawa route.
Slash Aizawa. This is the Aizawa slash Hanako route. Because he's going to be... Actually, isn't every route now the slash Aizawa route?
Yeah, starting like near the end of Emmy's round when I started.
You set a standard. So, I do hope you guys enjoyed this stream. If you did, come back next time. I play a variety of games, and this person over here, Mr. Aizawa, joins me.
Oh, Virginia, Mountain Mama,
But yeah.
take me home.
But yeah, next time we'll be continuing the Hanako Aizawa tree something route, whatever. Whatever he's going to become transform into during this route.
Girlzawa. I'm a girl.
Yeah. Okay, now you must draw girl Aizawa.
No, I will not. See, Don knows what's up. Unlike
Well, not
Shuni.
Well, not just the Hanako streams. Come on, we got still like what 3-4 routes to go. Lily, Shizune, Rin. Lily, Shizune, Rin, and Lily. We still got 4 more routes.
You said Lily twice, man. I know, like, she's cute and all, but we can't do it twice.
I mean, we could, but that'd be another like 15 hours of just me having to edit that. I'm not gonna lie, so far, some things in this route hasn't been as funny as the Danny DeVito route. Already?
Well, I mean, we just started, you know?
Hopefully we'll get some funny moments. If not, I'm gonna have to start accumulating per stream for now on, rather than go through 15 hours worth of footage.
Yeah, that would probably be better.
Yeah. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed the stream, as always. And alright, YouTube, Hudson Man 2 and Mr. Aizawa signing off. See you
West
later, guys.
Virginia! Is it over?
Yes.
It's free real estate. Alright.